Hey, what's the story? Yours truly, Philbo here, and welcome back to Philbo Reviews. Hope you're keeping well. Thanks a million for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, you are so welcome. I am absolutely delighted to make your acquaintance. And if you're a returning viewer of the channel, thanks for stopping by again. I absolutely love that you have chosen to click on yours truly, Philbo, on this Thursday evening. Hope everyone is super duper fucking great. Rest in peace to the almighty Aussie who was laid to rest yesterday in his hometown of Birmingham. Still not quite over that, but you know what? We will soldier on. Long live Aussie and long live heavy metal. Saying that, we are going to do our third and final review in the X Trilogy, which of course is the 2024 film MaXXXine. Again, starring Mia Goth as Maxine, and it continues on the story from the original X movie, which took place in 1979, and this now shows Maxine in 1985, in the midst of the 80s in Hollywood. This film shows the absolute dark, gritty underbelly of 1980s Hollywood, and the story is based around the Night Stalker, the real life. It's based around that time of the Night Stalker killings in the Hollywood area of the time, and everyone loves an underdog, as they say, and Mia Goth is back in full effect as Maxine, who is still, she has hit Hollywood hard, and she wants to make sure the entire world knows her name. So, the final film in the trilogy, I hope you've checked out the first two reviews for X and Pearl. If you haven't, I'm going to put a link down below to check them out. So before you listen to this review, go back and check out X and check out Pearl, and then finish off with this one, Maxine. This is a spoiler-free review. I will not be spoiling any key plot points in this movie whatsoever, so rest assured, all is well. So, let's get into it, shall we? This movie, first of all, the setting is absolutely brilliant. It shows the grit, grime, dust, dirt, and just filth is the only word I can use for it, of the underbelly of Hollywood in the mid-1980s. A town ran on sex, drugs, and greed. And Maxine has thrust herself right into the middle of this in pursuit of her dream to be a famous Hollywood actress. Now, Maxine is one bad fucking bitch. She is, obviously, she has some serious baggage from the events of X in 1979. Check out that review for more detail on that. And the story is her trying to get her break in horror movies. And she wants to, she starts, obviously, she was a pornographic actress in X, and she moved into that game in Hollywood as well. But she wants to move on to horror films, and as things usually go, I didn't know this, but people in the porn industry generally gravitated to horror film and then gravitated to other films. So the stepping stone of the career and the ladder, she very much wants to make her way up it. So things get thrown out of whack when she is sent a videotape, a copy of the original footage from X. And she's like, what the ever-loving fuck? How does someone have this? Why does someone have it? Why have they sent it to me? All hell breaks loose, right? So that is essentially, as far as I'm going to go with plot on this. Maxine is finding her way in Hollywood. She's turning tricks. She's well known as Maxine Minx, the pornographic actress. She is noticed around town by men, naturally, who have seen her work and admire her work. And then her life is turned into turmoil yet again when she gets the footage of this original film. So she has side characters, her next door neighbor who runs the video shop. Really cool character, by the way. The two of them are kind of attached at the hips with their love of movies, and she says she's going to be a fucking movie star no matter what. And yeah, so the story goes from when she gets this videotape of the original footage of the adult film that was shot in X. So we have Kevin Bacon in here as well, in a pretty cool part. Kevin Bacon is fantastic as always. We've Toby Huss in a small part. He's one from Halloween 2018. And we have Bobby Cannavale from The Other Guys and The Irishman. So there's a really great cast. It kind of has the backdrop of trying to catch the Night Stalker And then bodies start kind of piling up in and around Maxine's life. They're not necessarily people directly, but the people in her kind of circle, or the people who she knows or are acquaintance with, start piling up as well. And they're thinking, is this the Night Stalker? Or is this something different? So that's it. Without any spoilers, it does step away from the slasher element that we got in X. And it does very much go more into crime thriller with little hints of not really any horror really. I mean, Pearl took a massive step away from how it went in X, and now Maxine has taken a massive step away from where they went in Pearl. But you know what? It's all for the better. The retro soundtrack is absolutely amazing, and don't think this is without its gore. It most definitely has some seriously disgusting gore scenes in it. Balls. That's all I'll say. Balls. Yeah. Wincy. Oh my god, there's Quincy. Yeah, great gore, great setups. The retro setting of Hollywood, the grime, just you really feel like you're in that time. It really brings you back. The sets, you get to see the Hollywood studios. Norman Bates' house makes a cameo appearance in it. Kevin Bacon is fucking fantastic as always, he plays what's it, like a detective for hire, like a not a policeman, but a detective of sorts, and absolutely drenched in 80s goodness. The soundtrack, the way it looks, and Mia Goth, as per usual, is absolutely fantastic in this role as Maxine Minx. As far as negatives and kind of mixed aspects on it, the kind of reveals that we get towards the end are a little bit, I found them ever so slightly, it didn't massively work for me. It did pull back when it came to be a reveal to all the answers that we needed. I felt myself a little bit kind of, oh, I don't know, but then the ending was strong. But it's just, it wasn't the best writing, or wasn't the best story tweaks for me personally. And it took a lot of big lunges in the third act, and you had to suspend belief a fair bit. But the film is crazy, the film is wacky, and the ending itself really, really wraps it all up in a really, really neat, gory, fucking disgustingly wild, crazy finale. So the bottom line is, for me, I think this is the weakest of the three films, but only by a march hair. This is possibly one of the best trilogies ever to be put out there in the horror genre, ever. I mean, ever. You've got Psycho 1, 2, and 3, which is an incredible trilogy. That had a fourth film as well, but the original Psycho trilogy doesn't nearly get as much love as it deserves. Psycho 2 is fantastic. Psycho 3 is a great time. Other trilogies, Blade 1, 2, and 3, Blade 1 and 2 are class, 3 was bad, but this, X, Pearl, and Maxine, is genuinely one of the best trilogies, not just in horror, not just as far as thrillers or period pieces, just trilogies, just storytelling. The character development in Pearl, in the second one, was second to none. Mia Goth, of course, playing Pearl, and Maxine in all three films. And the character development again with Maxine here in the third film is brilliant. The story is very different. It leans away from the horror very, very much, and more into the kind of thriller aspect, but it doesn't take anything away from the experience. There's plenty of gore, there's plenty of twists and turns, and it's just the story made a couple of twists and turns towards the end that kind of, but at the end of the day, my final thoughts here are an incredible trilogy, all three films. Every time I watched them, I enjoyed them more. And this watch of Maxine was, I just think, my third time watching it, and it was my favourite. And I will only appreciate it more and more over time. But for me, Maxine is 4 out of 5 stars. So 4 out of 5 stars for Maxine. The end of the X trilogy, Ty West's and Mia Goth's absolute masterful trilogy, the X trilogy. X in 2022, also in 2022, Pearl. They were shot back to back, and then in 2024, Maxine. Do yourself a favor, strap yourself in for extra excellent character development, a stunning performance from Mia Goth in all three movies, great backstory, great cast, beautifully shot, incredibly well written, great mood, great atmosphere, great settings. I mean, the first one brings you to the 1970s like a fucking time machine. You might as well be walking through 100-degree Texas in the Chainsaw Massacre in the first film. Total vibes in that. Then the second one, going back to like the golden age of cinema in Pearl, brings you back to the 1900s, approaching 1920. And it zooms you right back to that time, the golden age of cinema. And then in Maxine, it absolutely engulfs you in 1985 Hollywood culture, and it is really an experience, and this film is incredible. All the three films in this trilogy are incredible. So 4 out of 5 for Maxine. Again, the end kind of this the way the story goes lost me, not lost me, but kind of you're kind of like, oh really, is that what's going on? But again, on the final hurdle pulls it back, and still a strong 4 out of 5. But one tiny little glitch in the storytelling among 3 full films. I mean, what are you gonna do? It's no big deal. 3 great films. Ty West, my head comes off to you. Absolutely brilliant trilogy, and I can't recommend it enough. So thank you for watching the X trilogy. I strongly suggest you check out X, Pearl, and Maxine as soon as possible. Please like and subscribe to Philbo Reviews for more reviews really soon. Stay tuned for Liam Neeson's The Naked Gun and Pamela Anderson. I believe Liam Neeson and Pamela Anderson are an item. He says she's very easy on the eye. Very easy on the eye. He has a certain set of skills and a certain set of hands that would love to spend some time in Pamela Anderson's trousers. But that remains to be seen. I would fall in love with Pamela Anderson as well if I was making a comedy spoof of The Naked Gun. So we're going to check out Naked Gun tomorrow night, and stay tuned for all the reactions and the reviews. God bless you, Liam Neeson. Irish talent, true and true. We will support you in the cinema, and get your asses out to the cinema as well to check out The Naked Gun this weekend, August 1st. You will not regret it. The early reviews are saying it's a fucking laugh riot, I tell you. So thanks for watching. Stay cool, stay awesome. May the sun always shine. And Philbo, out boat.